If you're a reseller, chances are you've got other things on your plate and you know your time is valuable. You want to be able to make the most money that you can with every item that you sell. And so in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 36 different items that are selling for over $100 consistently on eBay. It's going to be amazing, so go grab a snack and get prepared to take some notes.
Hey there, my name is Lee Meyer. I'm the founder of Listing of Freedom and the empoweredreseller.com, and I'm on a mission to help 1,000 resellers make $100,000 in the next 12 months.
If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves this year. And to help you out, I've got lots of free gifts for you. You'll find them down here in the description below this video. This includes things like my best brands list, the list of 150 brands that have led me to that $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find a link to sign up for my free $100,000 reseller challenge. In this free challenge, you're going to discover exactly how to reach $100,000 for yourself this year and how to do it in part-time hours. You're even going to discover the very best things to be selling right now in today's market. Again, the link to sign up is down here below this video. All right, so in today's video, we are going to be getting into the topic of items that sell consistently for over that $100 mark on eBay. I've got 36 items lined up for you, different brands, different types of items to be on the lookout for. And this is going to help your money stack up faster. I had a lot of fun putting this video together for you. So get prepared to take some notes and we're gonna get started. All right, first up is Filson, and a lot of their items are selling for over that $100 mark, but I did filter down in here to search just Mackinaws, and this is coming back with their typical Mackinaw coat, as well as a lot of resellers use this for their vests. And so that's what you're seeing here in the search results, and you're seeing these prices. Everything that I'm going to be showing you in this video, by the way, is in pre-owned condition, and I don't have any price filters on. So what you see is what they're actually selling for, but you're seeing that all of these are well over the $100 mark. There's several, in the $400 range, $300 range, $200 range. And with all of these, I'm also going to be showing you what the tags look like. I've also shied away from more luxury, high-end brands that are pretty obvious, like Gucci. That's not really worth me talking about. It's probably not going to be something that you're going to find at your kind of local everyday thrift store if that's where you're sourcing. Here's one that went for $549. And this is what one of their vintage tags looks like. So these items sell for over that $100 mark for new items as well as vintage, but that is one of those older tags. And this is what the jacket looks like there. You can kind of make it out there, those pockets on the front, and that is their standard Mackinaw coat. You can get a little bit better view there. That is what that looks like. And then this one went for $358. Again, very typical for those types of items. Next are Carhartt coats. Again, no price filters on these. So the prices that these are selling for, this is what they're actually selling for. There's one here that went for 86, but you're seeing, 84, but these are, both well over $100, $139, $158 for those coats. And it seems like the price of these coats has really gone up in the past couple of years. Another one there for $100, $148. So it is going to depend on the style of the coat as well as if it's vintage. Here's another one that went for $100, but lots of them, are selling for right around that $100 mark, if not a little bit more. There's one for $120, another one here for $200. This is a blanket lined right here that went for $200, so that can be an indication that you will get more money for that item. This is another type of item to be on the lookout for when it comes to those Carhartt that fetches even more than that $100. This is the tag picture first, and then that's what that coat looks like, and it has kind of a tribal Aztec on it. And these are selling for into the hundreds of dollars. So this one actually, you can see here that there were 37 bids on it and it ended up going for $370. Next are Jnco jeans. And this is another one where there's a lot selling for well over that $100 mark. In some cases, several hundred. There's a pair here that went for $200. Now I have with this one try to filter down to just Jnco, but a lot of sellers do tag their items as Jnco even if they're a style. So they'll put in the brand even though it's another brand. So that's a lot of these items that you're seeing that are a little bit lower, not that one. I did click on that one, but there are items where it's another brand and they just, labeled it as a Jnco, which you shouldn't really do. But you can see that there's a lot in here selling, 300, 250, 220, 198. And then there was a pair there that went for $800. This is the pair here. It has dice and a 7 on the back. That's what that tag looks like. That crown is kind of what they're known for. They do have this kind of graffiti. You might see that label or logo on a lot of their items, but their tags do vary a lot. And then that pair of jeans, it has considerable wear. So check out the wear, at those heels. And that went for $800 with 38 bids on it there. So you can see the number of bids, $800 for that item. Next is a shoe brand called John Fluevog. I could totally be saying that one wrong, but they make some really unique style of shoes. I've got a pair here that's really interesting. I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on those. Actually, those went for $454. So be on the lookout for those. And a lot of these do fit in with certain aesthetics, such as Victorian. Got a interesting pair here. And they did use that Victorian as well as Pilgrim keyword. Those went for $170. Now the markings on these are going to vary. So this is an example of one on the bottom. You're seeing that F there. That's what those shoes look like. And those went for $175 with 2 bids on them. This is a different pair here, not quite so unique. And then there on the inside, you're going to see John Fluevog, kind of a triangle there. And that pair went for $139. Next is Red Wing. Now, all of these that I'm going through are not going to be shoes. I just have a couple of them in a row to be able to show you. But shoes can be a really profitable item to flip, and they can also actually sell pretty quickly. So with Red Wing, they do make a lot of boots in for workwear. That's kind of their main style. And you're seeing a lot of them, right around 99, 112, 145, quite a few right around that $100 mark. There's a pair there that went for 100. Looks like it does have quite a bit of wear. 119, 186, 200. So these can be some good money if you come across this brand. And if you haven't seen that Red Wing tag before, that's what it'll look like, a Red Wing. And you may see that in multiple places on the item. This pair of boots, let me see if I can get a little bit better picture there for you. So you can see there's a little bit of wear, some scuffing there at the toes. There's another view of that. They'll often have some sort of stamping there that says Picos, one of their styles. And then that one went for $115. Next is another boot brand that I had to include because this one gets even more money than Red Wing. And this is a brand out of Spokane, Washington called White's Boots. And these can sell for into the hundreds. You're seeing a pair here that went for $600. See if I can zoom in on that a little bit better for you. $600, $200. We got another pair there that went for $550. So almost all of these are selling for over that $100 mark. Got one there for $62.85, but other than that, most of them are selling for into the hundreds of dollars, even with a lot of wear. That was a mistake there. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe they're really destroyed. I didn't get a chance to look at those $5. That is not typical, mistake probably on the seller's part as far as listing that as an auction, probably for $1.99. That would be my guess. And what I want to point out with these, that even if they have considerable wear, they're still selling for close to that $100 mark, if not, right at that $100 mark, even with dirt, scuffs, stains, that sort of thing. This is a pair here that's super worn, a lot of dirt on it. This is actually kind of a specialty pair. You can see there the stamp on the outside that says whites. These are handmade boots, so you'll see that stamp there, handmade, and then Spokane, Washington. But these are a specialty pair of boots for, I believe, firefighters, and that pair went for $199 even in that condition. Next is Canada Goose, and this is a brand that specializes in down wear for the outdoors, skiing, that sort of thing. A lot of puffer styles that you're seeing, and almost all of these are selling for over that $100 mark. A lot of actually fur trim as well. So got a coat here for $315, another one there for $335 that had 6 bids on it. And one item to be able to show you here, this is the tag first. So that's what the tag looks like, Canada Goose. You'll see the maple leaf flag there. That's what the coat looks like. That one went for $625. Now, if you're looking for other profitable brands, I am going to leave a product card over here for my guide where I go over 100 different brands that are selling at the $95 mark and up. Next brand is Arc'teryx, and I'm actually going to give you a double whammy here with this one because Arc'teryx does make another higher level brand that is called Veilance, and you're seeing that right there with this jacket. I'm going to show you what that tag looks like because it's not obvious from the outside. As far as having the Arc'teryx mark on it, that is typical. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean with this. But this Veilance one, this is kind of their more luxury line. This jacket went for, you're seeing the price there, $1,068.69 for that. But aside from Veilance, aside from that line, just their normal everyday line, the regular Arc'teryx line, a lot of these items are selling for that $100 mark, in particular their jackets. And I didn't filter down, so you're seeing other items. You're seeing like polos that went for $20. But if you focus in on those higher ticket items, those are going to be, into the pushing $200, even $300 in some cases. I did actually come across one, and this is right here. That is that Arc'teryx logo right there, that skeleton. But I did come across this one. It has a puffer kind of lining on the inside of that jacket. And let's see if I can get a tag there. So that's the tag at the inside. That one actually did sell for about $800 for that jacket. So $835 right there. Now this is what the Veilance tag looks like. So you're going to see Arc'teryx and then a V and then it'll say Veilance. But on the front of the jacket or on the back anywhere, really, there's not any sort of logo. It's kind of a new trend called quiet luxury where it's not blazing the brand across the front. And then that one went for $255. But like you saw, that one that went for $1,000, they can sell for, $1,000 or even a little bit over like the one you saw. Next brand is Owens. And with this brand, you're going to see a lot of different items. There's shoes, hoodies, t-shirts, and almost everything is selling for that $100 mark or more. Here's a bomber jacket that went for $142 with 21 bids. They have done some crosses with Converse. That pair went for $109. So these can be some really good money if you happen across this brand. It can be a little bit difficult to recognize, especially with those shoes. There's not a whole lot of markings, but this is on a shirt and you can kind of barely make that out there. It's kind of a script font that's very difficult to read. Owens, I do have another video I will link to up here with other brands like this that are really easy to miss, but are really profitable and are important to know. So this is actually a long sleeve top. That one, the price just disappeared on me for some reason. All right, sometimes it does that with the price where it just kind of disappears, but I did find it here in the solds, $109 with one bid on that pink long sleeve shirt from Owens. Next brand is a motorcycle jacket brand called Vanson. And these are the jackets that are selling. And I just happened to pick this brand, but there's lots of different brands that are like this that make either leather riding gear or they make armored gear. And those can be really profitable flips to be on the lookout for. You can see the prices here at $200, $299, $600, $520, too. A lot of these, they are almost every single one here that you're seeing. I don't know that I've seen any under $100. There's one for $112, 110, but they're all, pretty much well over that $100 mark. There's what that tag looks like. This happens to be made in the USA. There's another look at that jacket. And this one went for $339. The next item brand is Magnolia Pearl. And this is a really interesting brand if you haven't seen this before, but they have a lot of unique items as far as tops, pants, jeans. And this is a women's brand. You can see this kind of patchwork kimono there. That one went for $574. So these all sell for well over that $100 mark. You're seeing even that little blouse there went for $375. Got a t-shirt there that still went for $90. Again, I don't have any. All I put in for the search was Magnolia Pearl. This is believe this was a dress, and that one went for, let me go ahead and show you what the tag looks like zoomed in on there. And then that is that dress there. That one went for $275 for essentially like a t-shirt dress. This is an interesting pair of pants. This is another tag. So their tags do vary quite a bit. That's the pair of pants. They're kind of bloomers. Those went for $259. Now, if you're looking for brands that sell fast, Magnolia Pearl is one of them, but I do have an entire guide that covers over 95 different brands that sell very quickly. I will leave a product card for that there. Next are Harley-Davidson. While we're on the topic of motorcycle and leather riding gear, this is probably the biggest name in that niche. Or niche, for those of you who want me to say it that way. But these items, a lot of them are selling for well over 100. This one went for $229, $150. Some, pretty close to that $100, $96 there, $125. And there are going to be a lot of different items outside of just motorcycle jackets. You've seen a couple of vests there that didn't sell for quite so much. Got one there for $80. Still could potentially be a good flip. Here's another vest there with patches on it that went for $200. And here's what the Harley-Davidson tag looks like if you're not familiar with that. Their tags can vary. This is an interesting jacket with some fringe on it, a women's jacket. That one went for $175. Next is Gunne Sax, and this is a vintage brand right about the 1960s to about the 1980s. The majority of their items tend to be from the 70s. Now, one bonus tip here for you is that I did have to include condition not specified. Most of the items were used. Most of the items did not have that condition specified. So I was actually looking for used, and I'm like, where is everything? I know that a ton more sells in this. There's 400 used, and then there's over 1,000 that didn't have the condition specified. So if you're doing research anytime, go ahead and check that out. And that could be some of the problem if you're going, okay, where are my things? And these are really going to depend on the style of the dress. They primarily make dresses. You're seeing, a top there, or they do make skirts, other items, but the majority of items that are selling, really what they're known for, are their dresses. And you're seeing one here. I'm going to show you actually a closer up look on this. The tags have varied throughout the year, so I do have some more interesting tags here for you. So look for Gunne Sax as well as Jessica McClintock. There are several lines, but they'll have either one of those in the name of the line. There's that dress. They're just kind of beautiful lace, Victorian style. That one went for $130. This is another interesting tag I wanted to be able to show you. It's actually black and white, and you can see Gunne Sax by Jessica. And see if I can get a better look at that dress right there. Definitely kind of a prairie vibe, which a lot of their dresses do have that look, a lot of their items. And that one went for $187, but items can sell for into the thousands of dollars. This is that dress that I mentioned. This is actually more of their standard looking tag, what's more common out there. You're going to notice this is kind of a papery, thick tag, so that can be a really good way to spot vintage items. Just as a side note, this is that dress there, and it went for $2,399. I'm just going to double check that there to just verify, because that's like insane amount. Next is not a brand, but actually a style. And this is a style that's trending from about the 90s and the 70s. Styles always come back around. This is kind of the second time it's come back around. Maybe more. I'm not really sure where this originated from, but it's the fur trim coats. And so with this one, I'm not actually going to even show a brand tag because this isn't about the brand. It's about the look. You're going to see lots of different brands selling, lots of brands that are no-name brands. But because they have this look to them with fur around the neck, as well as fur around the cuffs, they're selling for, right around that $100 mark. Some of them, a little bit less depending on the style. It's definitely more about the style with a lot of these. So you're seeing, Jones of New York. Here's a Spree that went for $220. BB that went for $200. Again, it's not about the brand, and it can be a total knockoff brand. It could be a Target, Walmart, mall brand, and they can sell for into the hundreds of dollars or, over that $100 mark. The next item is similar to that of not a specific brand, but a type of item. And these are Sanforized items. So that's just a treatment of fabric. And with a lot of these items, they're actually going to be union made. I'm going to show you a tag. Again, there's lots of different brands that you're going to see this on, and they can sell for quite a bit. Got a pair of jeans there. Those, went for $400. Jacket there. Big Mac pennies that went for $165, as in JC Penney's. Another pair of overalls there, $250. Button-up plaid shirt there went for $150. So it'll say on the tag, a lot of times it'll say Sanforized and then also union made. Sometimes it's just Sanforized, but a lot of times it does have both Sanforized as well as union made. And this is a flannel. Let me see if I can get to the price. That one went for $115. Next is Pendleton. And this can be a solid brand, but the items that are selling for over that $100 mark consistently are their tribal items, specifically that have that kind of tribal Aztec print to them. You're seeing a jacket there, $200, $400, $125, $189. Here's some vests here that went for about $125. So different types of items, but they all kind of have that southwest vibe to them. And I do have a couple of different tags to be able to show you because there's several out there. So you can see it says warranted to be a Pendleton, also knockabouts. So if you come across tags that say knockabouts by Pendleton, that is one of their lines. Let me see if I can get a better view of that jacket for you there. And that one went for $125. This is another really interesting vintage tag. It has that kind of unique outline shadow print there. And that's that jacket here. That one went for $500, $499. Here's another a little bit more unusual tag, but it does kind of go with their current blue goldish look for those tags. This is one that is fur trimmed as well as that Southwest print, and that one went for $399. There is so much more though in the vintage category that I don't have time for in this video, but if you're interested in diving into what I consider to be the most lucrative niche out there, you're going to want to check out my complete vintage clothing guide where I give you 150 different brands, items to be on the lookout for. So I'll leave a product card over here for that. The next brand is actually a bag brand, backpack brand called Mystery Ranch. And these can sell for a few $100s. You're seeing $229. Here's one that went for $865. So these can be some really good money. You got $475, another one for $220. So very consistently across the board, pretty much all of them are well over that $100 mark. And then the tags on the inside are kind of interesting because a lot of them will have these lines. Almost everyone will have a, the date, the line, and then the handwritten of, when that was manufactured, what style it is, who the quality control was done by. It'll be initial. And then that's that bag there. You can see Mystery Ranch there, the tag. I'll see if I can zoom in on that a little bit more. And that is a brand out of Bozeman, Montana. So you'll see that on their labels often as well. And that one went for $499. Next is a men's brand called Ironheart. And this is a brand that's really geared around rugged, outdoor, workwear styles, jeans, jackets, flannel. And you can see that they're almost every single item is selling for that $100 mark or well over that $200. We got a bunch of, button-up shirts, $200, a hoodie, $200, a sweatshirt there, $102 for that one. This is what their tag looks like, Iron Heart, and this is a flannel button-up, and that one went for $295. Next is Moncler. This is a brand that really specializes around kind of outdoor winter items, down items, and their jackets, you're seeing one here, $764, another one there, $798. So these can be some really good money if you come across this brand. Is definitely more towards the luxury end. And then this is what the tag looks like. So you can kind of make out an M there on the tag. And this jacket, let me see if I can get a little bit better view there, kind of quilted puffer. That one went for $512. Next is a brand called Barbour, and I did pull up their waxed coats. So those are really designed to keep the water out, water repellency that people are after. And these can sell for, $100 to $200. You're seeing one there that went for $235, $195. And so these, again, can be some really good money. They can be a little bit maybe unassuming for people who don't know what they're looking for, $215, $200. And the tag here, if you haven't seen this before, it has some kind of crowns across the top, black and white. It's pretty easy to be able to spot those. It's not, difficult to read by any means. And then that is what the coat looks like. I wish I could show you what the fabric feels like, because it definitely has a feel to it. And pro tip, if you come across other items that are waxed or tin cloth is maybe what they're called, they have a kind of greasy feel to it, is maybe a way to describe that. If you come across those, no matter what brand it is, go ahead and look at those comps, because there's a good chance that those could be worth quite a bit of money. And this jacket went for $102 with 11 bids on it. Next is a boot brand called Tecovas. I may be saying that wrong, but this is a Western kind of style of cowboy boot. These are handmade in Mexico, but almost all of these, even in that used condition, are selling for $100 to, even $200, $300, $400 in some cases. Got a pair there that went for $380. That's ostrich leather, beautiful, $295. So these are really high quality, workmanship that goes into these. And there is inside Tecovas, and you can see handmade in Leon, Mexico. It's going to say that in the bottom of the boot as well, as they're on the soles. See if I can get a little bit better view of that one for you. And that pair went for $179. The next brand that sells for over $100 is a bag brand called Bihn. I hope I'm saying that one right. This one went for $152, $200, $250, $175, $199, $285. So very, pretty consistent. Got a little, waist pack went for $59, but those bigger ones, it's an easy well over $100 in most cases. This is an example of a backpack, and then that's what that tag looks like, got an airplane on it. So really kind of unique design on the tag, airplane over mountains. And then that backpack went for $175, and bags can be very, very profitable. I'm only covering a couple of them in this video, but if you're interested in bags, there also can be an item that sells really quickly. You're going to want to check out my Big Money Brands guide, where I go over bags and handbags as far as everything you need to know when sourcing and looking for those brands that sell quickly and sell for a really good amount of money. The next brand is a women's brand called Christy Dawn. And with this brand, they make a lot of very feminine floral dresses, and you're seeing $120, $180, a couple, pretty close to the $100 mark with these. Another one here for $160, $165. And this is what that tag looks like. Here you can make out Christy Dawn. This is a kind of button-up dress, and that one went for $105. That's a small brand, and there's, of course, lots of other brands that are similar that have that kind of feminine look that sell for that $100 mark and more. Another good women's brand that is selling pretty well for over the 100, even a lot of times well over, is a brand called Doen. Here's a button-up shirt. See if I can zoom in on that a little bit better. That went for $228. Dress here, that went for $255. Another dress there, $249. That is also an extra small, I'm noticing. So those small sizes can be a little bit difficult to sell. So to get that much for, even an extra small, this brand, it's an indication how good this brand is. This is what that tag looks like. And then this is a dress, kind of tiered look to that. That one went for $160. The next brand where a lot of items are selling for over that $100 mark is called a Bathing Ape. And this is a men's brand. The items that are going to be selling for that $100 mark and more are typically their shoes as well as their hoodies. So a lot of the shoes, they have done collaborations with big name brands such as Doc Martens that you're seeing here. I believe Adidas, there's several of them that are on the market that they've done several different brands that they've done collaborations with. Here's, hoodie went for $369. Pair of shoes there, $200. Another similar hoodie, $369. Here's a hat, went for $135. Another hoodie, $340. This is what that tag looks like. You're going to see an ape there. They do have several different variations on the tag, so they don't all look like that. That's kind of a shark hoodie, some interesting items that they make. That one went for $215. This next item is a shoe brand, Freebird. And a lot of these items do sell at that $100 mark or more. Got a pair of boots here for $125. Pair of shoes there, $99.99. $119 for those pair of shoes. Again, this is another kind of interesting look for a lot of these items. Got another pair of boots there that went for $200, $100, $150, $150 basically for those. $100, $120. This pair, it has a lot of wear on it, but you could kind of make out Freebird, and there's a design behind that. I'm going to show you a little bit better. But this is an interesting pair with the lace up the back. Those went for $165, even with that amount of wear on the soles. Here's a little bit better look at that logo there, Freebird, and then that is what the pair of boots look like. Definitely a Western look to those. Those went for $155. Next is kid items. Now, I did look up just Clifford, but if you're interested in other kid items that are selling for a lot, you're going to want to make sure to check out the video that I will link to somewhere up here. So with these kid items, there's certain ones, especially if they're from a TV show or book. Clifford's been both a book and a TV show, but those older shows, parents are buying those for their kids, or I'm not exactly sure why. My only guess is they're first-time parents that don't know how much mess kids make. To be spending, $300, even $400, $500, $600 on these items. There's one there that went for $510. I believe I've seen a previous one that went for about $600. So I don't have a tag for that one, but there's lots of different shows like that. Clifford happens to be one of those super desirable, but there's other shows as well. Next is vintage kids overall dresses, short alls, overalls. And I did pull up with this one, and there's so many different kind of routes you can go down as far as doing the research. Vintage USA made is another one to be able to search for. I did just search floral because a lot of times the floral prints do sell for a little bit more. So this, dress went for $99. Got a pair of overalls there, went for $199. So these can be some pretty good money, especially if it's a more unique design. Got another pair there for $102. Another dress there for $200. And I'll give you some tips on looking for ones that are actually, worth a little bit more money. The tags will usually say made in the USA. Now, I'm saying usually because now items that are like 2000s are now kind of vintagey, even though it pains me to say that, but they are, and people are paying for that. They may not necessarily be made in the USA, and they still may sell for quite a bit of money. The other thing to be on the lookout for to identify these vintage items is on the stitching. It's going to be a little bit different stitch than the current I don't have one for comparison. I believe the current is basically a line stitch. This is that zigzag stitch around that vest back V. You'll find that on the back of items. There is that item there. This was actually where a best offer was accepted. So, maybe $300. Hard to say what the offer was on that. I do have a video I will link to up here where you can walk through how to find how much items sold for when a best offer was accepted. This is another, floral dress. This one went for $175. There's that tag there. It looks a little bit different, but it is still, made in the USA. Next item is Kurt Cobain. Now, I just put this in. I didn't filter down to any sort of type of item, but the ones that are selling for that $100 mark and more can be band tees as well as sweaters. And there's going to be a lot of different brands, but it's more about that look. So for example, here's a sweater here. That one went for $115. Got a hoodie here, $170. T-shirt $125. So these can be some pretty good money. This one went, close to that $100 mark, $85. Another sweater there, cardigan went for $200. And it's really more about the look with these items than the brand. And this is what I call a high profit keyword that I do have inside of my keywords that sell guide. And inside of the guide, I give you even more high profit keywords. I will link to that product over here. Next is Dale of Norway. And a lot of these items are selling pretty close to that $100 mark and some, pretty far over. So this one went for $155. You got 95. $112 there. It looks like a jacket, $125, $150. These are a Nordic style. If you haven't seen these before, $125. Another one for $125. This is what the tag looks like. There's a few different variations from that, but it will be wool. And this is what they're known for, is their wool items. And this is very typical for their look of their sweaters. That one went for $150. And then next is Kuji. With these, now I did not filter down into brands. There are a lot of brands that are popping in, or a lot of listings that are popping in that are from other brands. For example, Croft and Barrow, Protege Collection, that people have listed with Kuji in the title. Yeah. And so as you go through, these are going to be a little bit different here. I'm seeing another one here. So if you're seeing those lower prices, those can be some of those other items, still could be a pretty good flip. $72 for a sweater that you maybe picked up for $5 at a garage sale, still could be a good flip. I'm seeing another Croft and Barrow there, $95. But if it's a true Kuji item, these can sell for, $200, $300, $150. Here, got one here for $140. Trying to see what else is actually Kuji. There's one for $500. That looks like another brand too. So just be on the lookout for other similar items to this as well. Another Kuji here, that one went for $300, $250 there. And that's what the Kuji tag looks like there. It'll say Australia on that. Let's see if I can get a little bit better there for you. So Kuji and then Australia underneath that. So that is an Australian brand. That sweater is the one that went for $250. Next brand that has a lot of items that sell for that $100 mark and more is a brand that is called Kickwear. And this can be vintage, but I do believe that they still make items, and those even new items are selling for, right around that $100 mark. Got a good pair of shorts there, basically $100, $150 for that pair of pants. They're really kind of based on the wide leg style look. Pair there that went for $300, $175, $139, $150, $135, $170. And then this is an example of one of their tags. There's a few different styles for those. Not the best of pictures with this one, but you can see that those big pockets, the wide legs, those went for $149. This next brand is another kind of really niche brand called Lip Service. Kind of a gothic look to this brand. They do make a big variety of items, but a lot of them do sell, right about that $100 mark. I believe this is another brand, possibly. Got a skirt there. That one went for $150. Another skirt, $130. top here for $100, another top here, $200, $149 for that jacket. So definitely a unique style, but there is a really good demand for this style. $165, $250. You see even, a tank top for $73. Here's a long sleeve shirt. That one went for $285. Dress there, $119. Definitely unique items. And then this is what the tag looks like, kind of a tattoo almost font. And then that rose through it. It does say Los Angeles, USA. That little fur shrug went for $250. Next thing that is selling consistently for over $100, believe it or not, is Victoria's Secret pink fold over yoga pants. Now I'm going to show you what I mean. I just put in fold over yoga, but I'm going to show you which ones are going to be selling for more money. Got a pair of shorts there for $60, not too bad. But the pants that are like this, where the top folds over, especially if there's the name across the back, if there's glitter, if there's animal print, if there's any sort of kind of attention, bling, I don't know what you would call that. Those are selling for $100, $200 in some cases. A pair there went for $150. $70 got, one here with that animal print on it went for $140 basically. Another pair here, $160, $98, pretty close to that $100 mark. Pair here, $200. Why people are spending this much money on these, I have no idea. $134, $120. If you're getting $13 for these, probably shouldn't be. Pays to do that research, look up those comps. And this is what the tag looks like. So it doesn't really look like even, anything special, anything that might jump out at you. There's the pair here. It says, really big, I love pink. That went for $160. Now tracksuits, velour tracksuits. And this is one where I'm not going to show a brand tag because with this, it's not necessarily about the brand. There's lots of different brands that are selling for that $100 mark or pretty close to it, even if it's not that good of a brand. Juicy Couture is one of those that is consistently selling for over $100 when it comes to brands. If you're, have to have a brand, this set here sold for $157. But like I mentioned, there's lots of other brands. Here's Fila, $150 for that set. And this goes for both men's and women's items that are selling. Here we got one I probably shouldn't mention. I got reamed in another video. I don't keep up with the times, don't keep up with pop culture. $178 though that somebody paid for that. $100, you got another Juicy Couture that looks like just, it actually says a set, so it may be both items. Several different brands that are selling, but it's really about the look with this. Got, this one says Outcast. That one went for $129. Another Fila here went for $450. Another Juicy Couture went for $140 for that. And then another type of item that's not necessarily about the brand, but more about the look, are these trench coats. And specifically, I did look up coats where they're using a keyword matrix from, the Matrix movie. And a lot of these items, $129, $295, $99. But it's about the look of the item. And again, there's various brands that are selling for, close to $100, if not well over $100. Got, another Wilson's leather there that went for $215. That's kind of that trench coat style. Another Wilson's, $175. One there for $140. And if you're interested in more styles like this that have to do with pop culture, celebrities, TV shows, movies, there are a ton of different items to source that go along with that. I cover it all inside of the pop culture guide I will link to over here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. I've got lots more amazing reseller content headed your way. And if you haven't yet signed up for that free $100,000 reseller challenge, you're gonna want to do that now. I know without a doubt that I can help get you on that path to making $100,000 for yourself this year in part-time hours. Again, the link is down here in the description below this video, where you'll find that free challenge. All right, if you're looking for more reseller content about different items to be selling, you're gonna wanna make sure to check out my entire BOLO playlist. I have got you covered when it comes to sourcing profitable items for your business. I'm gonna leave a link here soon, and I will catch you in the next video.